So we are live here in the warehouse at John's Crazy Socks. We have John Cronin here, the co-founder and inspiration for John's Crazy Socks.
Hi.
And we have Cecilia Dowd here from Verizon FiOS1 News.
Hi, everybody.
And you've been interviewing John today.
Yeah, this has been great. So I actually first found out about you, I think I told you earlier, and your dad, from my high school alumni page. I went to St. Anthony's High School in South Huntington, and Miss Creighton, who runs the page, I believe, had shared a video that you had done with your dad probably a month or so back. And I finally, yesterday, was like, oh, I have to call. So I called, and here I am today, which is so awesome that you guys have been available. And I think I found socks for every person in my life. So if anyone's watching who knows me, you'll probably be getting a pair of socks for Christmas, right? And most people watching this know already, but let's just repeat that 5% goes where?
5% to a Special Olympics.
And that's because you're a Special Olympic athlete?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's good, John. And you know what, John?
Your dad?
So Cecilia graduated from St. Anthony's High School.
Right.
Who else do you know graduated from St. Anthony's?
You,
Your dad?
my dad, and my great two brothers, Jamie and Patrick.
Right? And you know a lot of other people, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. Several of my dad's friends, Solacano, and Parmesan, and Chris Brady,
And your godfather.
and my godfather, Cliff Connery.
So it's a small world,
It's a Friar
Cecilia,
family.
huh?
Wait, come here. My photographer, this is Alex. He says my reporter, I say my photographer. It's not a possession thing. He always jokes whenever I'm on a story, what do you say? That I'm pulling out the what card?
Yeah, St. Anthony's card.
He makes fun of me because I pull out my Friar card, because there's always a connection to St. Anthony's wherever you go, right? On this island. Look at how
Right.
many people you know, right?
Right.
And Alex will make fun of me. Pulling out the St. Anthony's card again, because the former police commissioner of Nassau County, Thomas Crupter, went to St. Anthony's too. So we always joke about that. So he always says, oh, pulling out the
Well,
St.
John,
Anthony's card.
you've got another reason that you love Alex, right? What do you got in common with Alex?
What's that? What's that?
I just had wearing shirts.
Jets?
Yes.
Jets.
I'm outnumbered. I'm a giant. I come from a Giants family.
Well, you know, you're a Giant fan. John, how many wins do the Jets have?
I just had a 3-2.
3-2. What place are the Jets in?
First.
And how many wins do the Giants have?
This was coming.
They have a donut.
0. So we'll move on.
Okay, we'll move
Cecilia,
on.
you're so nice.
We'll
we don't
move
want to
on.
talk about that.
We'll move on. Well,
right?
there's a very important Yankee game tonight, and I'm
Oh,
from.
yeah.
All right, were you going to cheer for the Yankees? I know you're a Mets fan, right? But
I'm a Mets fan, but I'm going for Yankees tonight.
Yes.
And tonight versus a Cleveland Indians. By the way, I'm trash talking my cousin.
You're trash talking your cousin Emmett.
who's your cousin like?
My cousin Emmett living in Cleveland.
Oh,
Ohio.
really? You know what's funny? My dad used to teach at a Jesuit high school in Cleveland, and I think at one point my mom and dad are from the Bronx, so they're Yankee fans, and they went to a game, and they had in Cleveland what they used to call Yankee hankies when the Yankees played, and they would blow their nose into a Yankee hanky. I'm not even joking. My mom talks about it to this day. But my dad lives in Cleveland, but we are true Yankee fans. So can we see? Speaking of sports, can we take a tour on some of these stocks? The ones I found very eerie were Tom Brady. The Tom Brady
Right.
stocks it's so like him. It's almost frightening. I mean, it's a really good image. Let's go show everyone the stocks.
So,
I know you've probably done this a million times, but I still can't get over the Tom Brady socks.
You know, Cecilia, you've been here long enough to find out where the socks are.
I know.
We could hire you to pull socks.
Yeah, I can do it. All right, they're right here, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Let's get in there.
they're so good. They just
Tom's
really.
looking good in that sock, huh?
Tom is always looking good. But, all right, I know. So it was awesome. Earlier, I said to John, I said, "Here's what I like, and could you show me what socks would be good for me?" And you it's like you know me. I said I love to travel, and he took me right over, and you showed me. Remember the ones you showed me?
Yeah, I saw you Rome socks.
Yep.
And Paris and Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood. Well,
You want to go to Hollywood, right, John?
Yeah, we want to go to Hollywood.
can we go look at the Eiffel Tower ones again? Those were my favorite.
Sure.
Let's go. Those are awesome. And the Coliseum ones in Rome were super cool too. I've never been to Hollywood. It's on my list.
Well, maybe you and John will make it there together.
Maybe that would
You
be
know,
really cool.
it looks like you should be doing promos for us.
Right.
Well, I mean, I loved pretty much every pair of socks here. So.
Avatar.
Oh, yeah, I see them. Oh, I didn't realize they're in pink and blue.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that earlier.
Hold it up, John. Let's see it.
Pink and blue.
No,
You could be in this business too. Your voice is
those
great.
are good-looking socks, John.
Yes.
And you know
These are
what
cool.
customers like, huh?
Right.
This is a good thing.
So the other socks that your mom is wearing, the pair that your mom's wearing, is fantastic. The band books.
Yeah, pink, yeah.
Can we find those and show everyone?
Also, I have it over there.
The band books are my favorite. I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, these are them.
Yeah, banded books.
Band books. Turn them around, because what's interesting about
Yeah,
it, you get
I know
two
you can't
pair.
see them in the packet.
You get two pair, and two socks. One of them lists the books, and then the other shows them crossed out because they've been banned.
Right.
So yeah, it was so cool because at first you look at them quickly because his mom's wearing them and they look mismatched, but really it's for a purpose because you see that was obviously the point. During a time in history, there were certain books that were deemed inappropriate and therefore banned. So I thought this was just so clever how they did this. So these are the banned books. I think
Right.
that's awesome. And then you have the library card, which made me think of everyone has a personal connection to everything, but I felt very special because my mom is a librarian.
Very neat.
She's an archivist, and these are so. Oh, and I didn't realize how many colors. You have this greenish blue, and then kind of almost a grayish blue, and then yellow as well.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Sherlock Holmes. That's awesome.
We have
I
a
love
bunch of
this.
Sherlock Holmes
Look at
socks.
these Sherlock Holmes.
And we
So
have
cool.
them from Socksmith too, right?
How
That
cool
are
is that?
orange and black.
Right.
I like
These are
those.
so cool. Do you know who Sherlock Holmes is? He solved mysteries.
Yeah, he
He's a
is.
detective. And look, he has the pipe in his mouth.
I think you've seen some Sherlock Holmes
Have you?
movies, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm in a book club, and our first book that we just read, it's our first one ever, hopefully it stays, is Agatha Christie. She was a mystery writer. So now I'm thinking for the first meeting of the book club, maybe I have to get some Sherlock Holmes socks or something like that, because those would be really cool to give out. Wouldn't that be a nice surprise?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I think those are awesome. So what about your favorites? Show us one of your favorite pairs.
I have the I want different socks.
You wear different ones. Well, today, what's your favorite pair today?
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome.
And you were telling me something special that you designed one of them,
I
right?
did. Yeah, down syndrome socks are purple.
Purple.
You designed the world's first Down syndrome awareness sock, right?
I did.
And that raises money for our charity partners.
Right.
Which partners get money from that?
A National Down Syndrome Society.
And
And
where'd you go to preschool?
ACTS.
Oh,
Which is Association for Children with Down Syndrome.
I wasn't sure what the acronym was for.
They're
Okay,
based.
cool.
They're based here in Plainview.
Awesome.
And last week, where were you with the National Down Syndrome Society?
Last week.
Where'd you travel?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. That's one of my favorite cities. Did you have a good time?
In Korea, yeah.
What were you there for?
For a National Down Syndrome Society.
Okay, for the
They had a
society?
leadership
Had
summit.
the leadership.
Okay.
And where did you go on Tuesday? Who did you meet with?
Tuesday, I meet with legislative.
Legislators. You were up on Capitol Hill lobbying.
Wow, so you really met with lawmakers.
I did.
That's really impressive. Were you
Right?
nervous?
No.
You weren't nervous at all?
You were a good advocate, John. You
Right.
met with Congressman Peter King from Long Island,
Oh, we know Congressman King. I interview him fairly often.
and you had a long conversation with him, right?
Right.
What did you tell him?
What's that?
Do you know what you spoke with him about? What did you tell him?
I tell him about.
Well, you remember then, right? You were talking about issues that face people with Down syndrome and disabilities
Right.
that frequently have to choose between work or their benefits. So there are a lot of laws that limit the amount of work people with disabilities can do. And you were down there standing up saying, I ought to be able to own my own business and not lose all my benefits.
Do you? We talked earlier about this, but what you were telling me that your dad is inspiring to you, and I've seen that being here today. It's the bond that these two have is wonderful. You guys can't see his dad, but you could flip it around really quickly. He's right over there behind the camera. But he was saying, John was saying that his dad is an inspiration to him, and then I was speaking to you, John, about how you're an inspiration to so many people who have Down syndrome and other things similar, right? Because you're running a business.
Right.
And I think so many people often become sad, right? Thinking that they can't, but you're just evidence that you can. Have you ever had people come up to you and tell you that you're their inspiration?
Yes.
What's that feel like?
I feel like, good.
Does it make you proud?
Yeah, I make me proud, and every time, everything is great.
What's the best part about working with your dad?
The best part I work with my dad because I like working with him because I really want to go business with him, and I know. I like my own business with my dad because I love him, and he want to inspire me.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you work hard?
Yes, I am.
Do we have a mission?
Yes,
What's our mission?
and we're spreading happiness.
And isn't that what we're doing every day?
Yes,
We're working together on that and working hard.
absolutely, Dad.
And are you having fun?
I am.
Well, that's great. That's what we want to do, right, buddy?
Yes, Dad.
On a lighter note, it's funny. So we always would tease my dad in my family because my dad, he's not going to see this because he's not on Facebook, but he always wears his socks hiked up, like, as he would say, yay high to here. And now I'm thinking that socks are cool again, that I'm going to tell my dad, he's really starting a new trend because I want to get him a pair of these because he wears just the plain white ones, like Hanes socks. But these are cool. So I'm going to say, Dad, wear them proudly, and he can get a design and start a new trend, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So all these years, Dad turns out to be a trendsetter.
Yeah. Who knew?
Absolutely.
All those years when we went on family vacations to Washington, D.C., and he had the fanny pack and the map out.
Right.
They say men don't like to ask for directions. Not my dad. I absolutely love my dad so much. But the sock thing is true. He does wear his socks very high.
Well, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Cecilia, we really appreciate
Thank
the time
you.
you gave us today, right, John?
Thank
Right
you.
there.
Alex and I had an awesome time being here. And just the website again is
At SharkCrazySocks.com.
And what will people find there?
At SharkCrazy Socks.
And what will they find?
Socks, and more socks.
yeah.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Well,
everyone,
you
for
guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.